righty. Say it isn't so. Oh my lord, how much work. Take this apart and put it back together. I didn't put all the magnets on, but I put it back together pretty much close, and then I realized that the damn thing was turning so hard, so I took it all apart again, pulled the crank out, pulled all the bearing sleeves out, wiped it all down, re-greased everything, put it back together, put the board back in place. Right now, I kept the cardboard down bottom, put black duct tape on top of it, took each one of these uprights and I wrapped it with, where is that stuff? It's real thick 3M moisture tape, real thick. So I got all these uprights here wrapped and then wrapped with electrical tape around it. So they're isolated, and here we go. Oh man, would I be heartbroken right now if this thing buzzes? I will be heartbroken. Alrighty, let's give it the test buzz. Yep. Let's go ahead and stick it inside the hole there. Them holes go all the way through. Yep, I don't want to be touching through it. Let's make sure we got continuity through the top ring. It's supposed to. Oh, yes. This is no music to my ears. Oh my God, this is great. So, still not cranked down yet, because that's what happened the other time when I cranked down. So I think we're good. NASCAR. You can see I'm moving them. So I'm arranging them perfectly, trying to get some good space because remember we're going to be getting. I got some fiberglass mat here. Um, I got some real extra strength concrete mix. I'm going to take the aggregate out of it, and we're going to blend in some of this as fibers throughout it, and we're going to go down to the beach. I got different kinds of sand that I want to. I got some pink sand on one beach, and I got some white sand on another beach, and a tan sand. So I got three different sands I'm going to grab a hold of, and we'll mix it up with the mortar. We'll got the fiberglass. We'll have the silicone from the sand, and we're going to use a hardener. Instead of water, we'll use this called liquid glass. I believe somebody online had referred it to me, and it's to make you use it into the cement when you're pouring a pool, and I guess it fills all the pores up with glass, which makes sense. So we're going to do that also, and we're going to have a lot of dielectric glass. So basically, we can look at this and say, hey, there's going to be glass inside here trapped by two conductors, just like a capacitor. Each one of those will have that present. And then on top of that, we're going to grab the ring, and we are going to take the ring, isolate it from the magnets, and we're going to give it a center so it's not touching. Okay. And from there, we'll go ahead and add the clover. We'll isolate that from that ring. And there's a couple things that I'm going to experiment with tomorrow. I'm going to make a little demo batch of the fiberglass cement or glass cement. And I got some more of these magnets. And what I want to do is take 5 of them, or maybe 2 rows of them, and I'm going to put the cement inside of them. And one of them I'm going to stick a bolt because that has two bolts coming out of the back, and maybe four, but I think it's two. Um, I almost want to believe that when you look down at the wheel, that you would have like the sign of the cross. So pretty much you'll have four sections of areas that rotate from positive to negative, and it becomes like a crunch down dipole. Let me see. I want to show you something. I just noticed that a long time ago, and I don't have the bolts in the center in place, so it may not do it. But that's showing south there. It's showing a little different there. And it may be because of the magnets that I'm putting this in front of, but once you put the bolts through here, it becomes distinctive that it'll be north, south, and north, south. So it'll have like four sections in there, and it's doing it on its own. So it's not like I'm creating it. So I have to be aware that it's there and see how it comes into play with using a dielectric. Because if you look at the MIT video on dissecting a capacitor, you can see that when he charges that cap, he's using high voltage static, okay? And that's what we're going after too ourselves. We're not really looking for the magnetic, um, the magnetic electric, because that's not what it's about. It's more about the dielectric in reference to the magnetic. So in the dielectric, you should be able to have a higher voltage snap because what you're doing is you're pushing electrons into the dielectric and you're releasing it. And every time you're pushing and releasing, it's because there's a mechanism which is either sitting here or it's inside the pipe here firing up to the controller up top, that this is switching on and off, and it's got to be obviously related to the prong ends. So every time a south would hit, it would rotate the energy source in the coil inside. So whatever it had on top here, we need to be able to take that, and that would be a low voltage, but that low voltage needs to come maybe back down to the hook, which and then the hook to the ground or to the handle, and out that little key here would snap and have a spark gap right here between this point like Ed has and the bolt sticking out, and the bolt would stick out of here. So what I need to experiment, what I was saying is I need to experiment and see if the bolts in the dielectric of the glass, does it matter? Does it do anything if you lean the bolt towards one side? If the bolt was leaning towards the positive, or if the bolt's leaning towards the negative? You know, you would. It's just questions I have, way before we cement this thing. But all right, guys. You know, I don't want to turn it right now because I got everything loose, but there's a lot going on the inside here, especially with using the glass as in the cement. We now are able to, not only with the magnets are we able to push electrons into the dielectric. It's amazing here what I'm thinking this might just turn out to be, because that in itself is not being done in regular generators or stuff like that, and today's stuff. If you're pushing the dielectric electrons through the dielectric, you're actually stealing them from the magnetic force here every time it comes in contact with this pipe and Ed's little box right here with the crossbar. A lot to figure out, and especially with the chains and stuff. That's, you know, because on Ed's box here, he's got a wire, it looks like, or two wires that comes out and goes to the top here, whatever that apparatus is. Then he has the box, and he also has the chain coming out here. It comes around the bike. You could look at the thickness of the chain here, and then just watch the thickness of the chain going up to the top hook. And I guess we could just pull, where the hell is that damn thing? Got that picture somewhere. You know, it's not out and available though, but so you can see that the chain coming off of that, most likely would be the positive charge that comes around, drops around to the hook. And that would be the positive charge. And every time this right here would come and get close to the hook, that would induce a charge separation. Bam. Peace out, brothers. Leave your comments. I love them. They keep me going. More comments. Hey, and start liking stuff too. Jesus, man. Oof, guys are rough. Bye.